Hi everybody, thanks for watching today. I'm going to demonstrate how I enlarge my photos before I draw them with colored pencil. There is a lot of controversy about using a projector to lay out a drawing. Um, I don't personally really understand the controversy. I have free-handed almost all of my artwork. Um, Forever until I discovered a projector, and it really has saved me a lot of time. And I personally think that uh, there's a misunderstanding that people think that if you are laying out the design or um, doing a sketch by use of any kind of a tool, that you are somehow less of an artist. Um, where if some people you just can't convince otherwise. So I challenge you to try to use a projector to sketch out a design and then draw the detailed drawings that many artists do, including myself. And if you feel that it doesn't take talent, then so be it. And I guess that those people can just draw their own artwork. For me personally, I think it's silly. I think that there's so much detail in the drawing that you have to do that requires skill that has nothing to do with the layout. Many of the masters, if you do your research, have used all kinds of tools long before projectors came along. There's all kinds of ways that they projected images onto large canvases before they drew them. So I don't really understand the controversy, but anyway, I do use them to lay out a rough sketch so that I can get the proportions correct, especially if I'm enlarging. Saves a lot of time over using the grid method. Grid method, to me, makes a lot of unnecessary marks on your paper and takes a lot of time. So what I'm going to be just demonstrating in this video is how I use a color printer first, and I print the image of what I'm going to draw. Then I also have a photo editing software. I personally use Adobe Photoshop, but there are a lot of different programs that you can use. There's even free photo editing software that you can find and download. So whatever your choice is, to manipulate the size of the photo before I print it. I use an Artograph Prism art projector. It sells on Amazon for $2.24. I actually bought mine at Michael's with a coupon, a 40% off coupon, so I saved a little money. I also have the Artograph Prism projector table stand. Connects my projector to my table, and then of course paper and a sketch pencil. So I'm just going to walk you through what I do. So this is my setup. This is my projector, and it's connected to the stand onto the table, and I have a large piece of Bristol vellum. It's my favorite, by Strathmore. I use that paper the most, and this is just the projector looking straight down at the paper. For my demonstration, I have laid out a photograph that was taken by Surinder Bohirity. I believe I probably messed up his name. He is from West Texas, and he has given me permission to draw the ducks. This is my projector opened, and there is a clip up here. And I'll just freeze it here for a minute. The clip here actually has a little metal clip once you've opened the projector where you can slide your work in. I printed mine about 7 inches long. It takes up to a 5x7, but this is a more narrow height and a wider piece. So I clip it lengthwise. It doesn't matter which way you clip it as long as you can get it to project all the way onto your paper. So here I've turned the projector on. It's best in a dark room, and you can see it's projecting onto my piece of paper nicely. Now you can see that you can see a lot of detail with the projection. I've got a very, very light gray pencil, and just because you can see a lot of detail does not mean that you want to outline all of the detail. What I use it for is to lay out where I'm going to start the head of the duck. The beak, how far it comes out from the head. I make a few lines around the body and a couple of lines for major portions of the water, major shapes that I don't want to miss. Now I've had to zoom in quite a bit just so you could even see the sketch because my pencil marks are so light. But as you can see, there's not a lot of detail in this duck's head. Basically, I just outlined the head where the beak is, and oftentimes when I'm drawing it, I'll find that my sketch wasn't even that accurate because it needs to match the photo exactly, so I'll have to move some of the lines, but it just gives me a guideline as to where I'm going to start. Once I'm done sketching, I like to go ahead and put the outline all the way around the piece. It kind of keeps me in the borders when I'm drawing. It also helps me to keep it the right size so when I go to get it framed, I don't have like a real short side and then a long side at the other end. So it just keeps my proportions all together. Once I'm done laying out the outlines, I like to put the inches or the size of the piece on the outside edges. This won't be seen, and this is obviously just for my information for framing. This one happens to be 19 inches long by 8 and 5 inches, 1/8 inch high, 8 and 5/8. And then after I've written the measurements down, I cut out the piece, leaving about 1 inch all the way around of the piece so that when I take it to get it framed, they have something to lay the mat board on. So don't cut it right on the line, but cut it like outside of the line. So just one more time, I want to show the close-up of the outline that I did, just so you can see how little detail there really is drawn in here. It's just for the proportion to be able to enlarge it from the small photo that I have to a larger piece. You still have to go in and really fill in all the detail. For me, I could in actuality just create one of the heads of the ducks. I wouldn't have had to do the entire thing, but it just saves a lot of time not having to use my ruler to measure the distance between the ducks or the width of the duck's head. And when I'm enlarging, you have to do the conversion. If it's 1 inch, how much bigger do I want to make it? This really just cuts down and it's very time saving. So if you want to use a projector, I totally encourage you to. I'm an advocate. I don't think in any way, shape, or form it takes away from how talented you are, how skilled you are at art. And I think that you should not be intimidated by people who try to tell you it's tracing or cheating. It's creating a piece of art, and whatever process that or means that you need to get to the end result, it's the end result that really matters. One of my favorite quotes is by Andy Warhol, and he said, "Don't think about making art, just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad, whether they love it or they hate it. While they're deciding, make even more art." Thanks a lot for watching, and I really hope that this video helped you learn to use a projector and lay out your artwork.